Hello again, it's Jimmy Ray with Chantel Ray Real Estate with more real estate news you can use. And today with us, our principal broker and super agent, John McLaren.
I like that.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. That was my best intro yet, so I appreciate that.
Well, we're going to have a band next time.
Okay,
Wait till you hear
all
that. All right, so today we're talking about new construction versus not new construction.
Yeah.
Why you might want to look into new construction. On the other flip side of that, why would I not want to do new construction? Maybe just buy a kind of new house instead. So let's start with new construction, John. And what are the benefits of buying new construction?
Well, I would say that I find a lot of people out there want a new construction home. You know, my parents were one of those. They built a home recently,
Right.
and they actually used the phrase, "I never want to buy a used home again."
Well, it's got that new home smell.
So we don't call it used,
Yeah.
we call it a resale. So that's kind of how we refer to a home that's being sold after the first
Right,
go around.
right.
We call that a resale, but there's a lot of appeal to new construction.
Well, and the biggest one, of course, is you can have the stuff in it that you want right out of the box.
Sometimes, depending on where you're at in the process, if you sort of get with your builder, you can build a custom home that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Or you could find a brand new construction that's already completely built. That's called a spec home, where a builder builds the home and then tries to find a buyer. Or a custom home is a builder who finds the buyer and then builds the home to their taste.
Right,
So really, new construction could be either of those. Completely built, where you don't pick any finishes,
Yeah.
or you start from the ground floor, pick the floor plan, pick the finishes,
Yeah.
everything.
So depending on where in the process of building that home you get in to the deal,
Yeah.
will decide whether or not you can have the cabinets you want in the kitchen.
That's
or
right.
whatever.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, when they think of new construction, they think that they're going to design the home, and
Right.
that's not always true.
Right.
And again, a lot of builders do that. They build spec homes, or they build a model home that shows off what they can do, and then you can build a custom home based
Right.
on that, or
Right.
or change it a little bit. But again, I think there's a lot of appeal to new construction. People don't like the thought of moving in and using bathrooms other people have used, or carpets not perfectly clean. People have reservations about that.
And that's always freaked me out too, because I asked my doctor once,
You're
actually.
right.
I said, so people sit on the toilet seat and they put the paper down. I mean, can you really get sick if you don't do that? And he goes, no, man, it's your skin. It's not going to travel through your skin. So it's like kind of freak me out when people say that. But anyway, people are funny that way.
Yeah. They would prefer a new construction home. And I'm in the same boat, right? If I could choose between a brand new home or one that someone lived in with
Yeah.
their dogs and
Yeah.
their kids and
Toilet
that
seats.
sort of thing,
Yeah.
why would you not choose a brand new home?
Yeah.
So the thing about a brand new home is it comes with a bit of a premium.
Yeah.
And I think that's, if you want what you want, you need to be willing to pay for it.
Now, let's talk about the difference quickly about, you want a new home built, custom home built.
Yeah.
But you got to have a piece of property. And if the builder doesn't have a piece of property, then you've got to go find a piece of property, right?
It can be very difficult.
Chantel Ray agent find
yeah.
it for you, of course.
And so financing the deal can become tricky.
Yeah.
Because if you find a piece of land, you need to purchase that piece of land and then finance the building afterwards. So a lot of times you have to take down the land in cash, because a lot of lenders don't want to finance a piece of land.
Right.
So you might have to find the land, buy it in cash, and then get what's called a construction loan in order to finance the build. And some builders will buy the land for you and wrap it all into one price.
Yeah.
And other builders will say,
Do you have any property?
would much rather, from their perspective, it's probably a little better for them to own the land if they have the financial means, because
Yeah.
if the buyer defaults on it, the last thing that the builder would want would be to have spent their own money building a house on a piece of property they don't own.
Right.
So that could be a little
Right.
dangerous from their perspective.
Right.
But most construction loans, they get their money for the foundation. The foundation is built, and then everyone comes in and reviews it. Then they get their next round of money to do the
Yeah.
framing. So
Yeah.
they're protected if they do it right. So
I've had people on both sides of that issue, where the
Yeah.
builder out in Suffolk built for my clients on a property he already had, but he built a custom home for them.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, I just have a friend in Williamsburg that we just finished, and we had to buy the property first
yes.
and then build the house on top of it. And it's quite a long process, actually.
Did they finance the land portion of it?
Nope, he had to take
had
it
to
out
get
of his
that in cash.
401k
Yeah,
and
yeah.
buy it in cash.
It's hard to finance the land.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we found as well. So also something with new homes is you get that warranty a year warranty on everything, right?
Virginia has a 1-year warranty that the builders have to provide to you that is on everything. And some of the warranties go past that, right? Like the heating air conditioning system may have a 5-year manufacturer's warranty.
The structure.
So the structure warranted for at least a year. So you really need to dive into the details of all of that, but they do have to provide you a 1-year minimum builder's warranty.
Now, the pros of new construction are obvious at this point. So let's talk about, you find a house that may be less than a year old. It's a new house, really, for all practical purposes, but somebody's butt has been on that toilet seat before. So it's not new construction. So the thing is this.
It's newish.
New enough for me.
Right.
But the thing is this. If you buy a newish home, less than a year old, some of the contractor's warranties are still in effect for that home.
They can, that's right. If it's under a year. And that's kind of an unusual scenario for someone to have bought a new construction home and then be reselling it within a year.
Yeah, well,
but it does happen. It does happen for sure.
Anyways, I won't get specific on who it's happening to.
Is this a Jimmy Rave?
That's right. But so one of the cool things about that, though, is that the people who bought it last year did all this cool stuff to it that you wouldn't get with a new construction. You'd have to do the fence, the yard, a sprinkler system, all that stuff.
Now, I find the challenge of those type of deals, though, is the person who's selling it within a year is having a really tough time getting their money back.
Yeah.
So negotiating that deal can be tough. I mean, again, when you buy new construction, you pay a bit of a premium.
Yeah.
And then when you go to sell, you have costs of the sale. So if you paid a little bit of a premium, and it's just like a brand new car, everyone talks about the moment you drive a brand new car off the lot, it's worth less.
Yeah.
I would say the same is true with a brand new house. The moment you move in and live in it, it's now worth less, and you have costs of the sale, and you're selling it very quickly after you bought it. You're probably in a negative equity situation, or at least you're not going to get your money back on what you paid.
Well, I know that when I drove my home off the lot last year, that value straight down immediately.
Yeah.
But some of the benefits are, it's kind of worn in. They know what's going on. They've had it addressed. But you actually get all this stuff that you don't have to do as a new homeowner to make it complete.
And the car analogy is pretty good, right? Somebody buys that brand new Mercedes off the lot with all the bells and whistles, and they need to sell it 1 year later. They don't get their money back. And that buyer of the 1-year-old Mercedes is the beneficiary of all the bells and whistles that person just can't get their money back
at a considerably lower price.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I don't think it's as drastic as a percentage devaluation.
Yeah.
But it's still the same philosophy.
Yeah.
It's just not as dramatic of a loss in value as a car.
Absolutely. Listen, if you have any other questions about new construction, kind of new construction, anything real estate related, give us a call at Chantel Ray Real Estate, 717-1003. I'm Jimmy Ray with John McLaren. We'll see you next time.